Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, going over a pretty funny article here that comes from Malaysia. And basically this article talks about how the Malaysian government, because the country is on full lockdown because of the coronavirus or partial lockdown, about 5 days ago the government made an announcement to basically tell the people that their wives should not nag their husbands while they're all in lockdown to pretty much prevent chaos in the home. This is no joke, and when I saw this, I thought it was a joke, but I read it and it actually was real. And furthermore, the announcement came about to say they use social media, Facebook, Instagram with diagrams to show this. And if you click on the article, which I'm going to show in the comment section, you're going to see what I'm talking about here, the pictures. And they also told them to take it one step further. The women should dress nice, wear makeup, things like that, to keep the husbands happy. And as you can imagine, the backlash to this absolutely went crazy. And so when I saw this, man, I really laughed because can you imagine if our government or some agency made that kind of announcement here in the United States? Women would lose their minds, you know? Do you remember that whole Peloton commercial from a few months ago around Christmas time and all the backlash and drama that went on because of that commercial, let alone something like this? I mean, women here would lose their minds. And of course, it'd be hilarious to watch because in this day and age, nobody can take a joke and nobody has a sense of humor, but still, they'd lose their minds. And the thing is this, which is really interesting, is that I've been reading about articles how in China, divorce filings have gone through the roof because they're obviously a couple months ahead of us with regards to the lockdown and everything. And obviously people being stuck together for months on end in the same house or apartment, they're losing their minds. And you know, statistically, I mean, I don't know what it is exactly, but the divorce rate seems to be 60%, at least over here, maybe higher at this point. If somebody knows what the number is, let me know in the comment section. But most people that are married, at least after more than 5 years, they're either somewhere between just really bored and living together as roommates, you know, obviously taking care of the kids and that's that, to completely hating each other's guts. And I've witnessed both ends of the spectrum, but of course staying in it for the children. And so imagine people that unhappy, stuck together under the same roof, can't go anywhere for weeks, if not months. You know, it'd get a little crazy. And obviously the Malaysian government knew this. So anyhow, I'm going to go through the article here and share my thoughts. So the title of the article is, Don't Nag Your Husband During Lockdown. Malaysia's government advises women. This is a real thing. Let's see here. And it says here, Malaysia has the largest number of COVID-19 cases in Southeast Asia with more than 2,000 and counting. This week, Malaysia's government also had a serious public relations issue after an ill-conceived plan went online. It says Malaysia's Ministry for Women, Family and Community Development issued a series of online posters on Facebook and Instagram with the hashtag Women Prevent COVID-19. It advised the nation's women to help with the country's partial lockdown by not nagging their husbands. This is real. Check it out when I'm done here. Yeah, I mean, women nag. That's just what they do. You know, everybody here at some point either was married or had a girlfriend or a living girlfriend. That's all they do. Nag, nag, nag. You know, it's amazing. And they know this, and obviously, but they didn't realize the kind of backlash they were going to have with this. It's hilarious. It says here, the ministry also advised women to refrain from being sarcastic if they ask for help with household chores, and it urged women working from home to dress up and wear makeup. And it says here, it is extremely condescending both to women and men. Nisha Saban, I can't pronounce that name. He's from Malaysia, a manager at the advocacy group All Women's Action Society, told Reuters. These posters promote the concept of gender inequality and perpetuate the concept of patriarchy. The posters drew swift ridicule online. How do we go from preventing baby dumping, fighting domestic violence, to some variant of the Obedient Wives Clubs, wrote this woman. And now she's quoted as saying, avoid wearing home clothes, dress up as usual, put on the makeup and dress neatly, OMG. This is what Rena, our Minister of Women, Family and Community Development, thinks is important during the COVID-19 lockdown, ? After this torrent of abuse, the ministry abruptly relented late Tuesday and abandoned its campaign. Yeah, I bet they did. It said its suggestions were really simply aimed at maintaining positive relationships among family members during the lockdown, during the period they are working from home. Well, again, like I said, and we all know this, that women, they can really nag the hell out of us. So obviously these guys are trying to prevent any drama or chaos. It says here, the ministry acknowledged that the advice could have offended some people and promised to remain cautious in the future. There is no way that they didn't know this was going to really piss off some people, but I think it's funny. Can you imagine Trump on television saying something like this, or trying to explain if he or somebody led a campaign like this? Get out the popcorn, seriously. It says here, women's groups around the world have warned that the lockdowns could result in a rise in domestic violence, and some governments are reaching out to women in need. The latest World Economic Forum Global Gender Gap Index puts Malaysia at 104 out of 153 countries when it comes to women's political empowerment and economic participation. The article goes on to talk about, it says, challenged by produce. And this part gets even funnier. So it says, the ministry's advice to women was not the only government misstep as it confronted the coronavirus. The country's movement control order on March 18th specified that only the head of household should leave the house to purchase necessities. While the order did not indicate whether that person was male or female, men took it upon themselves to brave the grocery store. It didn't work out so well for many. It says, Facebook posts showed male heads of households having a tough go at it in the aisles, either staring in confusion at lists in their hands or taking instructions over their cell phones from central command back home. In other words, these guys that aren't used to doing the shopping are going to the stores and they have no idea what to do. They have no idea where to find the stuff they need, what they need, and so forth. And what's really funny about this is that I know guys that are in their 50s and 60s that either have been recently divorced or are married, and they're used to their wives doing all the shopping. So when they have to go do it themselves, either because they're now divorced or because, for whatever reason they decide to go do shopping instead of their wives, they don't know what to do. They can't find anything and they freak out. In this day and age, guys, you should be going to the grocery store and do your own shopping. Come on here. So it says here, Malaysian Chanao Chu made fun of both himself and others in his Facebook post headline, "Attention all men." He advised shoppers like me, don't forget to fully charge your phone before you execute your mission. Also, get enough sleep the night before so you can stay calm over the phone to minimize disruptions during your operation. Yeah, that's how bad it is. These guys don't know what to do at the grocery store. It says, the supermarket chain Tesco Malaysia recognized there was a problem and swiftly came to the hapless male shopper's aid with the how-to guide. It proclaimed, now husbands can shop, and assured them, here at Tesco we have your back. In the week or so since the announcement, men have been getting a little bit better at the supermarket, and with the swift climb down on its original announcement, the Women's Affairs Ministry is apparently learning too. So there you go, guys. I thought this was pretty funny to read this. This actually happens. It's the old truth is stranger than fiction, that they actually made this announcement and the backlash that they got. But, it's always fun looking around the world and seeing these articles because some of these things definitely happen. So, all right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I will talk to you next time.